Please say 3 times together. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Once again, let me greet everyone a very good evening. So on this beautiful evening too, we are here to practice the noble practice of meditation. So whenever you gain the opportunity to practice meditation, you have to understand, you have to consider it as a precious moment of your life. It's a life-changing moment. So there are 2 ways of swimming, 2 ways that you can swim when there is a current. So when water is flowing, when a river is flowing, we call it the current. So there are 2 kinds of swimmings. One swimming goes with the current. The other swimming goes against the current. The second swimming is the hardest, and most people, they are not trying to do it. So going with the current means it is a synonym, it is a similar name, right? Similar name to going along with the negativities. So the world is dependent on craving. All the time, they are craving for something to achieve, right? So various people have various cravings. But whenever you close your, so such kind of people, they don't try to bother. Those who are haunted, those who are completely overpowered by craving, they don't even spare a small second of time, right? Even a small minute of time to close their eyes and hold their breath. But whenever you practice meditation, you have to think, you start a process to go against the current. You try to tame your mind. So then if it is easy, so meditation halls should be filled with many people, and disco halls should be so today is Friday, right? Friday people visit clubs most of the time. So then clubs should be empty. But the reality is totally different. So people, those who go with the current, they are the majority. Those who go against the current, those who try to tame their mind and those who try to find their peace and the real happiness, they are the least, right? So be happy and value yourself and value the moment as a very important one, very precious one, a priceless one, right? Sometimes certain people think that they don't have negativity, so they are fine with their life. But the truth is, by certain means, certain people gain the ability to suppress their negativity. But it doesn't mean they don't have negativity. They have negativity. Those who deny, when that negativity comes up, they even don't. For an example, there are certain people who say, I'm not a person who gets angry. But when they get angry, since they keep on denying, when they don't understand until they reach to the stage of furiousness, the fury. And they do sometimes certain things that is unbelievable. People say, is that the very person that I associated before? But the truth is that anything can happen when you have negativities. So it is just like the lava, which is staying beneath a volcano without coming out. When there is a soft spot, right, it comes out and overpowering. So meditators, what they do is they train their mind, they calm their mind, they try to get rid of that lava forever, right? So not giving it a soft space to come out and overpower. Let me start today's meditation with this story. This happened in Savatthi, where Buddha lived most of his life. And Savatthi was the most populated city during the Buddhist time. So it says that there were 7 million people within the city, right? So those days are the days that, so rural areas, they don't have much people. Per village, there is 1 family, 2 family, 3 families. Most of the people, they concentrate within the urban area. So then, yes. Now, can you open? Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. So there was one lady in this very city called Kali. In Savatthi, there was a lady called Kali, and she was lady's name is Vedanta. His maid servant is Kali. Kali was a very efficient servant, and she does everything in a very organized manner. So Vedika didn't have to do much things. So since she didn't have to engage in many things, she became calm lady. Everybody started praising her. Oh, Vedika is so great. She's so calm. She's so serene. She doesn't get angry. So she is a very calm, very gentle lady. So everybody kept on praising in the city. Everybody praised those who knew her. And one day, Kali started bewildering. Kali started thinking whether this rumor is true or not. So for that, she wanted to do a small research. So what she did, so she thought on the following day, so after thinking like that, on the following day, she woke up late, a little bit late. So when she woke up late, Vedika got frustrated. So she said, "Hey girl, why did you wake up late?" Then whenever she heard that angry sound, Kali understood, actually Vedika is not calm. She is a person who gets angry. She doesn't get angry because she has nothing to do at the house, right? So on the second day, Kali woke up more late, right? If she woke up at 7 o'clock, I don't know whether you consider it at late time. So somehow 7 o'clock, she woke up at 8 o'clock, right? Then on that day, Vedika was angrier. She was more angry. So, and she told certain words that is not good for a good person to talk out of anger. Now Kali knows this lady is actually an angry lady, but she is a person who can get angry easily. But she didn't get angry earlier because she didn't have any opportunity to get angry. On the third day, she woke at 9 o'clock. Vedika was so furious, and she couldn't bear her fury. Not only she uttered certain bad words towards her maidservant. So, do you know mota? Mota means the uh, the wooden uh, wooden not stick. So we call it mortar. So we use it to grind the grains. So in Asia, so there is this so a piece of wood which is round, and then there is a another container where wooden container where you put grains, and with that with that circular wood you grind it, right? So she took that mortar, she took that piece of wood and hit on Kali's head without being able to bear, tolerate the anger. With bleeding head, Kali ran to the street and shouted at the people, "Hey everyone, please look at the deed of great Vedehika, the calm lady, the gentle lady, the lady who never gets angry. She hit her maidservant, and I am bleeding right now." People looked at that and they flocked around, and then after that, people's opinion about Vedika changed. They said Vedika is not great. She is an angry lady. She is hot tempered, and she gets angry easily, and she is not the person that we thought about before, right? Our estimation was wrong. So this is the truth. There are negativities within. So there are negativities within. You don't know that until there is a situation, uh, there is a soft spot for that lava to come. Whenever that lava finds a soft spot, it comes up, becoming a volcano, and it overpowers you, right? So meditation is a way that you let that lava go. That meditation is a way that you tame those negativities. And meditation is a way to get rid of all those negativities and finally attain the real peace, real happiness, Nibbana. So please practice Vihara. Very, very hard. So, dear dumb friends, the newcomers, they will be requested to practice breathing meditation. How you practice breathing meditation? Please observe your breath objectively, without judging them. Don't forcefully breathe in or breathe out. Let it come as it is, as it was coming. Let it come naturally. Right? Let it come and go naturally. Your job is just to observe. When it is coming in very calmly, you observe. Our breath coming in, coming in, and coming in. Don't go with the breath all the way in. Stop your observation at the end of your nostrils. When it is going out, it will touch the very same area. It will go out. Right? So just observe within the limit from outside to the end of your nostrils, and again from end of your nostrils to the outside. Right? So when it is coming in, it's coming in right now. When it is going out, the breath is going out right now. If it is long, you are aware that it is long. If it is short, you are aware that it is short. If it is gross, if it is soft, let it be so. Just keep on being aware about your current breath. When you encountered and observed one breath, don't think that you are going to encounter the same breath again. You are going to encounter a new one, totally new one. So each and every time, the breath that you encounter is unique. So keep on observing the breath as it is, very calmly and very quietly, with a very calm mind, with a very quiet mind. So Vipassana meditators, please practice the fourth stage of Vipassana meditation. Right? So you are instructed to observe the legs. So please observe the sensation of both the legs. Right? So start with the buttocks, and then after that, upper leg area, then the knee, then lower leg area, then the wrinkle, then after that, upper foot area, and then after that, lower foot area, right? Upper foot, then lower foot, up to the tip of the toes, right? Part by part, pitch by pitch, very patient. Keep on observing. Whatever the sensations that you encounter, please understand. Let each and every sensation to arouse your wisdom. So let each and every sensation to result in wisdom. Whatever the things arise in your body, they are arising to pass. Impermanent change. Not only one part, throughout the body, this is the nature. Top to bottom, bottom to top. There is no any eternal life. There is no any eternal soul. Always we are continuously arising and passing. Right? So with that understanding, so please keep on observing the sensations. Each and every sensation is impermanent change. Right? So now please keep your back straight, neck straight, head straight. Please keep your right palm on your left palm. Take a deep breath. Let it go. Take another deep breath. Let it go. Now please relax. Let your whole body to relax. Now first, I'll pay our respect and gratitude towards the Buddha. Then after that, we'll start today's meditation together. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Itimiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho viññācarane sampanno sungato lokamino anuttaro purisa dhammasarati sattādeva manussanam muddho bhagavati Swakato bhagavata dhammo samnittiko akaliko ehi pasiko opanaiko paccatang veditammo viñño hiti supanipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Uju patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyaya patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samici patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadinam chattari purisa yugani Atte purisa puggalam Esa bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo Dakineyo anjali karaniyo Anuttarang punyaketang lokasaya. with a very calm mind, with a very quiet mind, with an alert, very attentive mind, with a balanced, very equanimous mind. Everyone, please start your meditation. If you are practicing breathing meditation, please keep doing so. If you are practicing Vipassana meditation, please do so. Newcomers are always instructed to practice breathing meditation, not Vipassana. And whatever the meditation practice that you do, that you conduct, that you practice, may your meditation be very, very successful. Everyone, please start the silent meditation time. Now, everyone, please keep your eyes closed. But if you want to change your legs, then you can change your legs if they are hurting. Now we are going to practice loving kindness meditation in breath. First, let's share our loving kindness with ourselves. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards yourself first. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards your parents, teachers, relatives, and friends. May my dear mother, may my dear father, may my dear teachers, relatives, and friends be well, be happy, be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards them. Now, let's spread our loving kindness towards the people in the middle, the neutral people, the people who are not your friends, at the same time who are not your enemies, the neutral people. May all the neutral people be well, be happy, be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Spread your loving kindness towards the neutral people. Now let's spread our loving kindness towards the enemies. Towards the enemies. May all the enemies, all my enemies, also be well, be happy, be peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards your enemies. Now let's spread our loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. Human beings. We think of animals, birds, fish, all the visible beings, all the invisible beings, the beings with various characteristics. Some are clever, some are not clever. Some are intelligent, some are not. Some are beautiful, some are ugly. Without considering, without discriminating any of them. Let's share our sincere, pure loving kindness with all the beings, all the beings. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. All the Bhavetu sabbe mangalam Rakantu sabbe dimatam Sabbe buddhanubhavi Sabbe dhammanubhavi Sabbe sanghanubhavi Sada sutti Bhavantu te. Everyone, please calmly open your eyes. Open your eyes. Let your whole body to relax. Let your whole body to relax. Now please join your palms together and say 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Very nice. So, I'm glad that we could meet again after the last week. Last week we couldn't meet because I was sick, right? And then after that on Tuesday I was better, but then after that we could meet fortunately. So meanwhile, I hope that you might have been practicing at home. The most important part belongs to you. The teacher always can do 25. I always tell this. The student has 75% to do. It depends on you. Your success depends on you. It goes up to any other instructor too. But somehow in the meditation, this is the reality. So the Buddha and all the other teachers, they can guide you. They can show you the path. But it is up to you whether to practice or not, whether to gain the success or not. If you want it, if you want peace, if you want happiness, you have to work for yourself. If you are thirsty, if you ask another person to drink water, your thirsty won't go. If you're hungry, even though the other people eat, your hunger won't go away. You have to eat, you have to drink for your hunger, for your thirst to go. Like that. So you have to work hard for yourself because because the other people practice. It doesn't mean that you gain the benefits. You gain your benefits when you practice, right? So dedicate time. This is also an investment. Work hard. And as I always mention, the first benefactor is you. The first person to get benefits, that's you. And then because of you, the others also gain the benefit. When you don't get angry at the situations where you mostly got angry, it favors the others. It benefits the others. When you don't get jealous, when you don't get frustrated, when you don't break down at the times, at situations that you broke down or had such kind of experiences before, it benefits the others. So please practice. Invest time and work hard and practice yourself. If you practice, it doesn't matter whatever the other differences that you have. If you practice well, understanding the technique properly, you are going to gain enormous amount of benefits. So please work hard. So last week, I taught you about mindfulness and practicing. I taught you about practicing a mindfulness habit too. I told this a long time ago. I reminded you. So I hope you are practicing. So if you are eating, if you are sleeping, so whatever thing that you do, select one thing that you do regularly. Eating is something that you do regularly. Brushing your teeth, right? So sleeping time, that process. So and walking towards your office or such kind of things. So those are things that you do regularly. So I asked you to select one and focus on. So please practice that one. Meanwhile, keep on being aware about those 4 faculties that I taught. Body, sensations, right? Faculty of body, faculty of sensations, faculty of mind, and faculty of the natural phenomena. Right? So those are the 4 kinds of areas that you have to spread your mindfulness. I taught it last week. So that right mindfulness is called as Samma Sati. Very nice, people. Samma Sati, right? And today I'm going to teach you about Samma Samadhi, right concentration. It's deeper than Sati. But Sati needs, we have to practice Sati to attain Samma Samadhi, right concentration. These are about deeper concentration levels. So, eradicating managing, suppressing, and controlling, and gradually eradicate the 5 hindrances, 5 enemies of meditation and life. You keep on practicing. What are the 5 hindrances? Addiction to sensual pleasure, anger, that means aversion, and then after that, laziness, then after that, watering mind, and after that, doubts. So all those things come at the beginning when you practice meditation. You encounter, you wage war throughout your life with them, each and every moment. There is no moment that you don't struggle with these five. That's why they are called as enemies of meditation and life, right? So now, when you practice meditation, first you gain the ability to control them. Then you try, you suppress them, and then gradually, when you practice vipassana, you eradicate. But when it comes to concentration, at that time you suppress them to a deeper level. So just like putting chlorine to a distilled water where there is mud, then mud goes down. It doesn't mean mud has already gone away. It means mud has gone down, and from the surface level, everything is clear, right? Just like that. So then when you suppress them, then you gain the ability to concentrate the mind in a deeper manner. You have not that, you don't have that experience yet, but it's a very pleasing experience. So some people get addicted to drugs, right? And people consider it as an addiction. But this is a big addiction. So when you go to those deeper levels, when you practice well, then you gain the ability to enjoy that deep concentration level. And then people get addicted to it. Sometimes some people gain the ability to spend 5-6 days without eating, without sleeping, without having food. They keep on practicing meditation, right? So there are certain incidents, I don't know. Once, let me share. In Australia, there was one devotee of Ajahn Brahm. Ajahn Brahm is a very famous monk, but in Australia. And he had a good devotee who is Australian, and he is devout. He helps the temple, but he rarely comes to the meditation session. But you don't know what kind of seeds certain people have within, Dhamma seeds. One day he came to the meditation and went home and started practicing meditation. So he had that Dhamma seed. He enjoyed that. So he went into deep levels of meditation without his own knowledge. Now the wife was waiting until he comes out to have dinner, but he's not coming out. So the time was passing, but he's not coming out. So she knocked the door and shouted, but he is not coming out. He is still on meditation. So finally she called, I don't know what is the 911 in Australia. Somehow she called it. And then the ambulance came and took him to the hospital, still with the meditating posture. And they thought that he is dead because his pulse is not working. So they clinically said that he is dead. But fortunately, there was one Indian doctor there. Even though he didn't practice that much, he have heard from certain gurus that sometimes people go to these kinds of stages in their practice meditation. So he said, don't do anything else. So let him stay there until several more hours. We don't know what will happen. So then suddenly, after several more hours, so he woke up. He woke up and asked why he is at the hospital. Then right away, so Bhante says that the wife started scolding at the husband, and she asked the husband. She enacted the law for the husband not to meditate at home anytime. So because she doesn't, so that she won't have to go through those very situations once again. So somehow, so certain people gain the ability. So certain people have that seed within. So somehow, when you when you start to enjoy the peace within, so then after that, so you gradually get interested in that, and then you keep on developing that peace within, right? That calmness within. So it is not a wrong one. It is the one which was there even before. But what has happened is, because you let the mind to astray all the time, it has gone down. Now you are going to rediscover. You let it come to the surface level once again. That natural, normal concentration that you had earlier. So then, then when you encounter those 5 hindrances, you let them go, and you keep on meditating. You keep on focusing on your meditating object. Then what will happen is, your mind starts to develop deep patience, deep tolerance, deep calmness, deep happiness. It is not a happiness that you encounter in your day-to-day life. It is a very deep one. There are 5 kinds of happinesses that you encounter, right? If you can, please keep this in mind. So at the beginning, you encounter Kanika Peeth. Kuddaka Peeth. Kuddaka Peeth means the small happiness. The small happiness is just like, sometimes there are house fires, right? Because of wire shortages, electricity shortages, there are house fires. At the beginning, when there's the shortage, it give the sparks. They are small, right? Then after that, that sparks grow to a high level, and then there's a small fire. Then there's this area fire, and then there's this house fire. This like that. So then first the spark fire, right? So small calmnesses arise and go. That happiness, that very rare, very very profound happiness, it arises for a very small period of time, maybe a millisecond, arise and pass, right? So you feel joyful, you keep on practicing, being motivated, but if you crave for it, it goes away. But understanding that it's also a thing which is impermanent when you practice, what happens is, so joining them together, they arise Kanika Peeth. Kanika Peeth means momentary happiness. Now, not like those sparkling happiness. So now, this happiness stays for a short period of time. This is not the happiness that we experience in day-to-day life. This is a deeper one, very calming, very soothing, right? And very deep. And it also goes away. And then after that, Kuddaka Ukkanti. Now, Ukkantika means, now happiness, it becomes just like the waves of an ocean. They come with an abundance, and then they go, just like the small fire, right? Small fire at that house. And then after that, with the Kantika, so then Bahir, that means, so then after that, it stays longer. That means that happiness, the fourth happiness, so it soothes your whole body, but it doesn't go extend all the boundaries. And finally, paranapiti comes. Parana means, so your whole body gets soaked, top to bottom, bottom to top. The whole body gets soaked with happiness, soaked with pleasure. Right? So this is the fifth happiness that you will get. It is very, very hard to come. So when you encounter negative, pain, so somehow you torture your mind and you try to think, oh, this is impermanent, changing, and thinking like that, you gain at some point, you gain the ability to develop the balanced mind. But this is a danger situation. You love happiness. So when you have that soak mind, so soaking happiness, it's so hard. It's so hard to let it go. That's why I said people spend hours and hours and hours with that happiness. But somehow you have to understand. I don't know whether you let in such kind of happiness. Somehow, if whatever the happiness that you encounter, you have to understand one thing. It has risen because of cause. When that cause goes away, it goes away. So this is impermanent and change. You have to understand that. If not, you will get addicted to this particular happiness and you won't proceed further. You think, oh, the objective that I was meditating for, I got it. And you are not going to proceed and find the eternal peace and eternal happiness, right? You are not going to understand Dhamma anymore. You try to stay with that pleasure. Very dangerous. So it happens. It happens. These are the kinds of dips that people fall into, right? So right, somehow. Then, so passing them, you gradually concentrate your mind, and then you reach certain kind of samadhis, basic samadhis, and then basic concentration levels, and then you reach the first jhanic level. In the first jhanic level, what happens is, so in the mind there is a nature called savitak. Savitak means, so we always make so by mind we think various kinds of things, right? So there is one mind, uh, so one mind which focuses on something, and around that, well, we develop chetasikas. That means thoughts. So these are two things, right? These are two kinds of mind, but we think they are the same, but they are not the same. They are two kinds of behavior patterns of a mind, right? So Savitaka means focus in mind. Savichara means wandering mind around that focus, right? Let's say you think about India or Sri Lanka. India or Sri Lanka, focusing mind. And then you think about Modi or Sri Lankan president or something like that, economic situations, Chandrayaan 2, right? Such kind of thing. When you think about those, that's wandering, right? So there are these two kinds of mindset. They are not the same. Both of them, they suppress. Don't go away, they get suppressed. Savitaka, Savichara. Then Vivek, resting. There is a part, resting part too. So then mind gets some rest, right? And piti, it has pleasure, right? And I'm talking about the first jhanic level. At that time, how you feel. So you're focusing, it goes down. Your wandering mind, it also goes down. And you have now some rest, some pleasure, some comfort, and you have these things at the first jhanic level. Then, so this is addictive, but still, finally, you get rid of it. Understand this is also permanent. You keep on practice, keep on practice, keep on practice, keep on focus. And then what happens is you go, then you start to enter second jhanic level. Second jhanic level, in the second jhanic level, that focusing level, that focusing nature and the wandering nature, it goes away completely. Now, no more focus, right? No more running around looking at this or that or this or that. Right? Now, completely, it has gone, and wandering nature has also gone in the mind. There was a wandering nature in the mind, it is also gone. And now, now the mind is fully focused, fully concentrated, right? And it has happiness, deeper happiness than before, deeper comfort than before. And that mind stays like that. Right? Now that person keeps, then it's also addictive, more addictive than the first one, but still that person understands this is also impermanent. Let me practice. Then focusing, that person keeps on practicing, and starts to enter the third jhanic level. Third jhanic level means, so now that person is enough of happiness. Happiness also goes up. And there remains, so uh, so so there is a rising equanimity with rising equanimity, balance mind, right? And then more mindful, and then more aware about everything. So, but the awareness that you have, it's a very small thing. So this awareness, it's a hugely deep one, right? Hugely deep one. Then after that, that person feels deeper comfort, and then after that, like that person dwells. That person keeps practicing. So then after that, that person starts thinking, this is also important, right? Let me keep on focusing. And then that person keeps on focusing, keeps on practicing, letting the nature to do its own process, right? Then what happens? That comfort also goes up, because that person doesn't need any comfort now. That person has experienced the biggest comfort that anybody can experience, so up to now, right? So mind doesn't need any comfort also goes up. And there arises, and there is no any for such kind of person, there is no something called comfort or discomfort. Everything is equal to that person. And then that person's mind doesn't expect happiness or sadness or anything, right? And then that person enters to a level where there is only equanimity, only balance of mind, nothing else, right? Then after that, there are another 4 stages that somebody can attain, but I don't think you won't attain that much. But somehow, uh, so there are deeper levels. When you reach the fourth level, then what happens is special abilities. You start gaining special ability. One thing is ability to read the other people's mind, and that's one thing, because you become very sensitive. You gain the ability to understand what the other people think. So Buddha has banned all the monks from using that ability, right? Because of certain incidents. So not only Buddhist monks, there are incidents about Hindu swamis and Jain sadhus. So it's a common thing in South Asian religious practice. So then ability to read the other people's mind, and then certain monks gain the ability to create another person just like the same person. It differ from a person's ability, right? And so each and every person's abilities are different, even though they reach the same state. And then after that, they gain the ability to see the things which are happening far away. Not the future, I mean far away. So then they gain the ability to hear the sounds which are not possible for the other people to hear. So why this happens? Because their frequency goes very deep, right? So it's natural. It's natural, right? So like that, there are so many such kind of abilities that they get. But for Bhantes, even though they gain these abilities, they can only use one ability. One ability that is called Desana. Desana, that means when we teach the other people, we can check the other people's mind and then teach them accordingly. Other than that, any other any other's ability cannot be used to interest drag the interest of the other people. So it's completely forbidden, and it cannot be disclosed for the public. And if you disclose, if anybody is willing to disclose, that person can disclose at the deathbed before dying to a group of monks who already gained higher ordination. Right? So, like it's like that somehow. Let it be so. So these are the so these four jhanas are called as the right concentration level. So when you read these levels, we gain the ability to understand the nature of the body and mind faster, and then realizing their real truth, ultimate truth. What happens is we attain real peace, real happiness fast, right? So always Buddha asked not only to cling for concentration levels. Buddha asked us to direct it towards the vipassana practice, so that you develop wisdom and eradicate the negativities, develop the positivities, and attain vipassana. So that's right, concentration. So please practice these 8. I will summarize it in the next week. And then after that, please adopt them into your life and practice, right? Now everyone, please think together, all of us gathered here, practice this noble non-sectarian meditation technique and accumulated a lot of positive energy. By the power of this positive energy, please think that may all our troubles be away. May all the good things happen in our lives. May we be able to practice the Dhamma path ardently with a very strong determination. And finally, may all of us attain real peace, real happiness, purification of mind, Nibbana. With those thoughts, everyone, please concentrate. Join your pulse and please concentrate. Abhivadana silise nichang vada pachayinu chattaro dhamma vadanti ayuvangno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti me vate ato nibbane sampatti iminati samijjato. May you all be well. May you all be happy. May you all be very peaceful and blessed. Sukhi Hotu. Good night, everyone. See you in the next week. Good night. Take care. Good night, Mr. Howard.
Good night, Bhante. Nice to see you again.
We absolutely nice to see you again, Mr. Howard.
And you are well.
Thank you. Yeah, me be happy. Rahul and Pragati, good
Hello,
night.
Bhante. Thank you
Good
so
night,
much.
Bhante. Thank you.
Thank you so
Me
much.
be happy. Good night.
Good to see you as well. Thank you.
Absolutely. Good night, Sahana and Arjit.
Good night. Good night, Bhante. Thank you so much.
Me be happy. Sukhi Hotu.
Okay.